You know, Francesco, we talk about what we've learned and what humanity has learned throughout all of history. And I wonder sometimes if we've gone frontwards or backwards in terms of our evolution as human beings. You go back to the days of the shaman where spirit was everything, and look at it today where spirit is hardly considered in lots of ways. And our goals are far removed from what really matters in our lives. Our spiritual roots are the essence of who we are and how we're going to live our lives. And we tend to look at the down chain events of how we suffer when our spirit is not right. If you have a spiritual root problem, that has to manifest the whole person. And if you think of things holistically, then if one aspect of your body, mind, emotion, or spirit is goofy, then they all are going to have a reflection of it. And I think the roots of illness begin at a spiritual level, and then that manifests, if it goes unchecked, into the other aspects of who we are, particularly the body. And so we have this thousands of diseases that we get. They're all a reflection of what's going on. It's a curious thing that medicine doesn't understand, because we don't address spiritual medicine. There's no department of spiritual medicine.
Not anymore.
That's relegated back to religion, and religion is perverted spirituality, the way I see it. Because even though we have thousands of different ways you can have religion, they all fall under the guise of spirituality. And they're all competitive. Do mine or you'll go to hell. Or don't, you have to use the one that the people are thinking is the right way. So I'm not a religious person, but I'm deeply spiritual. And I have great respect for how I run my life, because that's going to affect how I feel and how I exist in terms of being healthy and whole. And that's something I think we have to bring back from the old days, which I call the days of the shaman, thousands of years or millions of or billions of years that go back, and begin to focus on that.
Yeah. We live in a world where we've been trained that the material is everything.
Yeah.
And this is from probably the last 500 years, Newtonian physics of understanding everything as a mechanical.
Trying to understand it.
And then when we map onto the world a mechanical set of rules, we can't not map that onto our own physical body. So now we think our body is a mechanical thing, and we forget the spiritual component, the energetic component of our body, and that's the spiritual body. So what's different now than it was thousands of years ago is thousands of years ago, we called the simpler people, the primitive people, didn't have an intellectual mind developed. Their intellectual mind was relegated for certain parts of survival. Their survival mind was relegated for lots of parts of survival, because that's what the times were. But their spiritual mind, that spiritual component of thinking, dominated everything. We call this an animistic view of the world, right? They saw the world, everything was alive, including their body. Everything was an expression of spirit.
Molecules are alive.
So they were closer to what the quantum physicists say now than the Newtonians were.
They didn't try to understand it because they knew it.
Right.
And you don't have to understand the biochemistry or the biophysics of something. You just have to know that it's there, respect it, and live your life from that perspective.
And when you live that way, now granted, the primitives thought their spirits would be in their bodies, and if they got sick, it was the humors, right? There was a word for the energetic reason or spiritual reason. That's okay.
Yeah.
Don't judge them on that. They were closer to the truth
Yes.
than the pharmacology of today is.
That's right.
Than the biochemical solutions of our body as a biochemical machine. It's not.
I can tell you, after 60 years of practicing medicine, I'm embarrassed at how I bought into the biochemical aspect of what human beings are, and the approaches that we take that are changed in the biochemistry and the physiology and the anatomy do change symptoms, but they don't get at the root cause of what's going on. And you can't really heal that way. All you can do is cure symptoms.
But if you're trained in the mechanistic view of the world,
Yeah.
then that mechanistic perspective is everything.
Yeah.
That's your world. The spiritual view says, wow,
it's a lot bigger.
It's a lot bigger. It's universal, infinitely bigger. And when I'm in an infinite field of solutions, a few more possibilities exist.
Yeah, right.
Biochemical solutions are going to be chained down to the Merck manual and things like this. But what the doctors say is the list of protocols. The spiritual manual is infinite. Yeah. And that's going to include your emotional component, your ancestral and epigenetic influences. And what the ancients had over us was that they trusted that. And the shaman, the medicine men and women could say, your illness is not just it's manifest in the body, but there's some spirit energy. There's something else beyond there. And let's work at getting you back into your peace. And wow, healing would come out of that.
And it's not just limited to you. When you're dysfunctional, I will call it that way because of a spiritual issue, it affects the whole universe, because how you interface with the rest of the universe is your energy field reaches out infinitely.
That's the beauty of it.
And it interfaces with what's happening to the whole universe.
Or why your job is a lousy situation and you hate it. Why your relationship has gone to shit. Why you're physically sick. Why you have no money, right? All these
kinds. Why you're getting divorces.
Right.
Why your kids don't like you. Yeah.
But it's easy to point out it's because of him, her, them, that, this.
Yeah.
And you don't go here and say, if I shift this energetic aspect and this self-view, and a lot of it has to do with self-worth and self-love, if I don't do that, that world will keep looking like that. But when I shift this, how curious, the world starts to change.
The resonance changes.
It's a resonance. Everything is relationship. In this world, when we talk about spirit, people might think it's some woo-woo thing. Spirit simply means understand the energetic component, that everything is an interrelation. This is what quantum physics tells us, the entanglement of every atom in the universe.
It doesn't separate out.
So science is finally coming to where spirituality is and realizing what spirituality means is I am infinitely connected. And that means my emotions are connected to my body. My thoughts are connected to you out there. You are a mirror of me. And community is a massive harmonic, a dynamic harmonic.
A galactic
harmonic. And so if you just bring it down into you in a relationship, or you and another person, what are you contributing to that? What are you contributing to the energy, the spirit of that entanglement? What are you contributing to the spirit of your stomach? If you've got a chronic stomach ache, or an ulcer or something, like maybe it's connected to your worry, your overthinking.
It's like the absence of love. A lot of disease is just exactly that.
And your body's screaming out, are you in a loving relationship with me? With
funny. Myself.
That is yourself. Yes.
And is that something that can be shared with everything else?
Because once you heal your own inner relationship, the harmonic of the entanglement is
everything shifts.
My body relationship is first. And now my relationship with another person is just that same thing. And my relationship with my family is the next thing. And it just keeps going out in iterations on the beautiful fractal.
It's galactic.
And it's galactic. And that's what spirit means. It's very practical. Spirituality is, to me, more practical than even the body. It's more of a practical way of thinking than the mind. So
they aren't separate.
They're not separate.
They're one thing that we tend to, in a scientific or reductionistic way, look as separate. I don't look at the brain as separate, or the heart as separate, or the finger as separate. They're all one thing, and they have an expression that may be more aligned to what you think, or an expression to how you feel, or an expression to your spiritual nature and your relationship with other things. It becomes very simple, although it's impossible to really understand because it's beyond human comprehension, in my opinion. Yeah, so I don't think we're ever going to understand it.
So
but you don't need to.
Let go of that and just experience
Life is for living.
Just live it. And put it to the test. Say, if I don't act on that anger, if I don't act on that fear, just to see what happens. and then see what happens.
Yeah.
And people usually get amazed when I talk to people about that in our energy work and qigong and things like this, and they go, all I did was not act on my anger in this situation, and the whole situation unfolded differently, and they're surprised.
Yeah.
That's how far we are from understanding our influence on the world around us.
Oh, on everything that there is.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's beautiful because that's how we change the world. We start with ourselves, and we make choices to not propagate the old ways of being, the conditioned ways of emotional response.
It's the only way you're going to see change is for it to start with you. And you think, well, what can I do? I'm just one person. Well, if you don't start, there's no start. There's no finish.
Yeah.
So if it starts with a thought, and then it moves to you as a whole person, and then that's shared with somebody else and somebody else, and then the universe feels all that, is conscious of those kinds of things. Yeah. That's how things slowly change. It's like taking a battleship and turning it around. It takes time.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of the shamanistic view. The animistic view of the world is that everything is consciousness. The battleship is conscious.
The electron is conscious.
The electron is conscious. Everything around us is in some level a conscious reflection, just like you think you are. So we are in a conscious universe. And in that conscious universe, you have a choice to participate in any way you want. That's the beauty. There's no rules. There's no judgment, morals in the universe.
You have choices to make.
There's an energetic influence. Just like if you put a magnet next to some iron filings, they don't make a choice. That the electromagnetic field will define what the input is. And our body...
That's a great analogy.
And guess what? You got 6 grams of iron in your blood.
Besides.
So you're a living, pumping magnet. So your electromagnetic field is influencing mine and mine yours. And until people take charge of that influence, you wonder why your life's a roller coaster.
Yeah, well, you have to recognize it first. And then when you recognize it, if you choose to do something about it and to be as authentic as you can in a way that is loving, you follow the golden rule and you be kind, good things will happen. And that's how community is built.
And what does it make you feel when you choose that over anger or over fear?
I feel like I'm in control of things much more, but not in a way where I have to force it. It's an inspiration to feel more of the love that I crave as a human being, that I want. And I'm willing to understand that, to know it, and to listen and care about all other living things that are around me. And when that happens, it's like I become an aspect of that is beautiful. Yeah, it's all love-based.
And for me, when I hear you say I'm more in control, it's true, because we are in control of the conditioned automatic mind response instead of letting it control us, which is what conditioning does. Right? Conditioning supersedes all your willpower. It's just somebody else's programming, some system program, some ancestral programming running your life. People don't realize that. We're not as free as we'd like to be. But when you take control, it means that you are now heart control, heart-centered, intuitive mind control, and now you are taking away that ability to be controlled by the conditioned mind. So in a way, it's good. So some people think of control. It's not a macho thing. Control in this sense, it's saying I'm letting my heart lead.
It's an opening up.
It's an opening.
It's a giving and sharing.
Yeah. And then and as you open your heart, it doesn't make any room for that conditioned mind to play a part anymore.
No. So the control is giving away and opening up and letting go.
And that's the paradox.
That is a paradox, because as I said the word control, it bothered me.
But I like control if you understand that it's actually letting the heart take lead.
Yeah.
Let it be your guide, because we don't do that enough. We let the conditioned mind, the automated response is that my conditioning is going to tell me what to do in this moment.
Fear takes over.
And fear takes over.
Rather than curiosity.
And the rest of the emotions just come in like a tsunami, and you wonder why you're living a train wreck. right? And it's my sister's term. She uses that term. And I laugh because that's what happens. The train wreck is the engineer is out of control. He's lost control of the heart, and the conditioning of the weight, the gravity, the inertia has just
taken over.
So it's time for us to make those changes, but it's only by getting in touch with the heart. And that's the difference between heart and mind.
Take some courage. Amen.
Amen. Be courageous.